Genesis 1, verse 27, continuing in the Greek translation of the creation account. Kai apoiesen ha theos tan anthropon, kat ekona theou apoiesen auton, arsen kai thelu apoiesen altus. Well, we'll start with this first verb here after the kai, apoiesen here, which is a third singular aorist active indicative from poieo, which we've seen numerous times thus far in this chapter, and it is translating the Hebrew bara. We might have expected something like katizo as a different option, and some of the early translators use that, but the Old Greek translator has used poieo really much throughout this chapter for this creative act. And it's the third singular. Here's your subject, hatheos, he created. And whom did he create? Notice in the accusative here, ton anthropon, which of course in Hebrew is Adam, for mankind, or Adam, of course, draws his name from that. So, and God created mankind, or humankind. Notice poieo is repeated 2 more times. A lot of nice parallelism here. Next line, very significant. So it starts with a kata here. Notice the alpha that would be there has dropped out due to the vowels in the next word, akana. Akana here is from akon. We've seen this already in verse 26. This is the word for image here. It is in the accusative. So according to the image, and it's the image of God. God here is modifying the icon. He made him, referring back to the anthropon. And this whole sentence here, this phrase here, is immensely significant. It states in just a few words that God made mankind in his own image. Very significant anthropology there. But then what he's going to do, or what happens next, both in the Hebrew and the Greek, is that this singular auton is now split into 2 nouns, arsen and thelu. These might not be terribly familiar, but these mean male and female. So arsen is male, thelus is the typical word for female. There's some other words that you might be familiar with that can often refer to a man or a woman, but this is kind of the word for male and female. And so as image bearers, we are now reflecting the image of God in maleness and femaleness, if you will, as the way that God is further dividing. Notice in Genesis 1, the way he's created is by dividing things. And here he's doing the same thing with mankind. He's dividing into male and female. So male and female, once again, he created now them as opposed to him. Very beautiful verse here. Now, it is used in Matthew 19:4, as well as, it's not shown on the screen here, Mark 10:6, just showing you the Matthew version. Jesus, of course, endorses this Genesis creation account. He says, he answered, this is Jesus speaking, have you not read that he who created them from the beginning, this arcade here goes back to 1:1 in Genesis. He made them male and female. Notice picking up on this exact language that we see in Genesis 1:27. Also again in Mark. So this happens in the context of the Pharisees testing Jesus about divorce, and he answers quoting from Genesis 1:27. So beautiful verse for today.